What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute hip-focused Kinstretch class. Today's class will be a little bit different, as we're just going to really focus on all the aspects of the hips and not just one specific motion of the hip today. So we're going to be hitting a little bit of everything, touching on all the different motions that the hip goes through, and then we'll be kind of pulling it all together with some of our compound hip motion exercises. So we're going to start just in the sideline position with the sideline hip cart. You have two blocks. You're going to take one block, throw it right under your head, and then take your other block, and you're going to hug it close to the body. This is a way to help get just to create a little bit more tension. So if you don't have blocks, you can go arms out front. You can squeeze your hands together. If you don't have a block for under the head, you can go here. If you have a pillow, something you can put your head under, use that for support. Tuck the shoulders under, and then we're just going to hug that block nice and tight in the body, just to create a little bit more tension. So you can hold it here, or you can just wrap the arms, make fists. From there, we're going to go two hip cars. We're just going to go up into flexion, abduction, internal rotation, come around, and through, and reverse, kick back, and over the top, and through. Let's go one more time there. Up, open, keep the rest of that body nice and still, squeeze that block tight, rotate back, through, and reverse, extend that hip, over the top, nice and slow, make sure nothing else is moving, come around and through. So from here, flipping flexion, abduction, just like we started, and then we're going to do three capsule cars each direction. So I'm going to take my heel back towards the wall behind me, that's internal rotation, squeeze, push into that boundary there, keep the knee where it is, and then we're just going to rotate that hip, come forward, this is external rotation. Every time we do our capsule cars, just make sure you go nice and slow, push into that boundary, hold for a second or two, get more familiar at those end ranges, those end positions. That's where we're weakest, that's where it's going to be the most challenging. The more comfortable you get there, the more time under tension you spend pushing into those ranges, the stronger they'll get. And then over time, combine some pills and rails, you will be able to expand that range of motion and be able to control deeper ranges. Works for sides. So pick that block. That block is under the head. Squeeze this block in the arms. We're going to go 2 reps. Hip cars and then 3 capsule cars. Squeeze that block nice and tight. Flexion, abduction, open up. Internal rotation, foot rotates back while we extend that hip. Make sure we're not rotating or extending the spine, rotating any other part of the body. Accept that hip. Over, down, we got one more there, squeeze that block nice and tight, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, to extension, good, and reverse one more time, extend, kick that heel back, open up, close it down from there, right, flexion, abduction from here, keeping that knee right here. Squeeze that block nice and tight. We're just going to internally rotate, externally rotate. So foot comes forward on external rotation, foot goes back in internal rotation, push into that boundary. Spend some time where it feels uncomfortable. Keep that tension in that block, keep squeezing that core. One more time each way, heel goes back, heel comes forward, and come around and through. So from here, we're going to go right into 90-90 position. We'll do what's called our kiss the heel. So we're just going to be in 90-90 here. A nice, tall, big chest. So what this motion is going to do is going to combine a lot of different motions of our hip function. So we'll do about 5 on each side, and then we're going to do some kettlebell rails for different motions of the hip, and then we'll finish the class with another set of these. So I'm just going to be here. I'm going to find where my body's got to be, right? So the farther forward and out to the side I am, the easier this motion will be. But take the first rep, kind of find where the position of the torso is going to be, to where you can move the hip without moving the rest of the torso. Okay, so from here, squeeze out a little bit, and internally rotate. So I'm going to drive my knee into the floor, lift my foot, lift that knee straight up, come through, tap heel to heel, down, knee down, foot up, through, may feel a little sticky right now. Only done a couple hip cars, a couple capsule cars. These may not feel tremendous right now, but that's just because we're just getting moving. After we do some pails and rails, it'll feel a lot better. Go, last one, 4, we got one more. Up, you go straight up as much as possible now. Try to externally rotate like those capsule cars. Tap, around, down, and through. So just do a nice slow transition, not super slow like we've done in past classes, but just a good controlled transfer. Keep that core tension going. Drive this knee down, drive this knee away. Keep opening up, hands go behind. Super slow, knees are allergic to each other. We're driving them away from each other. Think the front knee, and just get my left knee holding my right knee as I come all the way around. And down and through. Now we're going to go to the other side. So again, this is different hip, may feel a little bit different. So you maybe need to be in a different position. Take your first rep, kind of explore. Find where you gotta be. Up, through, down, down, up, through, knee, foot, up, externally rotate, internally rotate. 2 more. Good, keep that torso still. Just work that hip. Last one. Nice. Come around. Tap. And set down. Let's transition to the other side here. So start with the hand in front, or you can start a little bit more open. Big toe presses down. Rotate around the big toe. Drive that knee away from my left knee still driving to the floor. Go as far as I can. Once I can't get any more there, then I'm driving these knees apart. Open, open. Here, right? This is our bear sit. We're going to be doing an exercise from here. We're going to keep transferring. Right knee goes down. Tap down. Left knee still driving away. Can't get any more there because this knee's down. So now I'm just going to get this hand here. Just rotate, internally rotate on that left hip, all the way down. Now I'm back at 90-90. So we're just going to work from, it's called a prerequisites out. So we're going to work hip internal rotation, and then hip external rotation. We'll switch sides, internal, external, and then we'll get some ab action. So from here, I'm going to take this left hand on my left hip. I'm going to rotate my pelvis towards the back heel. I'm just going to find the position I'm going to be in so I can get a good internal rotation position in 90-90. Now typically in pails and rails, we hold the stretch for about 2 minutes, and then we would do about a 10-second ramp, going left heel to the floor, left ankle to the floor, then 10-second max contraction. Then we do a 15-second rails contraction, driving knee to the floor, trying to lift that foot, just getting light in that foot under the scale, right? With the scale under the foot, I should say. So in this case, we're going to hold just a little bit shorter, so maybe about a minute, minute and a half, because we got a couple different pails rails to get through today. So we just want to make sure we got room for everything, just to make sure we can finish with our kiss the heel at the end. So focus here, right, is going to be to rotate my left butt cheek towards the floor. You can sit back if you're really mobile. You can sit up here and rotate this direction there. Whatever allows you to get more of a stretch on that capsule, the internal rotation. But again, because we're not going quite as long as we would typically or in other classes, we really need to focus this time on relaxing as far into that hip internal rotation as possibly can. Okay, so from here, take a big breath in, solidify that core, solidify that torso, and then slowly start driving left heel, left ankle into the floor, building up the contraction for 10 seconds. Okay, we're 3, 4, 5, keep building, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 100% effort, crush the heel to the floor, 10, 9, drive that foot into the ground, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rails, crush the knee to the floor, try to lift that foot, stay open, don't let yourself close down. Keep trying to lift that foot, drive the knee into the ground, open up, open up, open up, keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just relax. Feel your body sink into it a little bit more. Very good, and then you can just slowly come out of that there. Roll those hips forward, roll open, just get some life back in that hip. Should feel like it moved a little bit better than when we started. And there, let's close it down, so I'm coming this way. Right external rotation for my right hip. Again, we're not going to go quite as long, so really focus on that stretch. Really focus on trying to lift the belly button. So I got a bit of strength from my belly button, pull me forward and up. Strength from my tailbone, pull me back and up. So I'm trying to get this bowed stretch, we call it. So I'm lifting my chest, I'm arching my back. I'm really going for the stretch on my right hip capsule. The capsule is on the floor. You can lean forward as much as you need, but forward and not down, right? This will hit more on the outer hip. We want to get hip capsule, so we want to stay up, lift that tailbone, stick that butt out, try to get that belly button out over that shin, and then just hang out here and breathe and relax. So our Gales contraction, keep driving foot into the floor, going up for 10, holding a max effort for 10, rails contraction, knee to the floor, try to lift that foot off the ground, 100% effort, 15 seconds, and we'll sink into it for a stretch for a second or two, and we'll switch sides, okay? So from here, big chest, bow that stretch, find where you gotta be, right? So chest over the knee, you go a little bit more chest over the shin, chest shifted out to the side a little bit, it's up to you, find where you gotta be, on the best stretch position, best line of tension is called. Okay, so take a breath in, solidify the core, solidify the torso, arms in the floor for stability, start driving the foot into the floor, building up, 10, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, arms for stability, and max effort press down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep that bow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to lift that foot, drive the knee to the floor, keep trying to pull yourself deeper, keep trying to lift that tailbone, keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Big deep breath. So you can sink down a little bit deeper. Very good. So we'll just do a nice transition to the other side, just like we did after I kissed the heel. So just come up just a little bit. We're gonna drive the knee in the big toe to the floor. Lift that knee, right? So I'm trying to here lift as much as I can. Once I can't get any more, I'll rotate that torso just a little bit. I'll give it a little bit more space. Keep trying to open, keep trying to open, keep trying to open. Knee comes behind. Keep those elbows slightly bent, so you don't hyperextend the elbows. Drive the knees away. Drive the knees away. Drive the knees away. Get that front knee, which was the back knee, to the floor. Hand comes over. And come down. Position here. From there, take my right hand to that hip. Open up. Sink into that stretch, right? You're going to be different on the other side. Find what you got to be. You may need to be more upright. Give yourself a little bit more kind of relative motion on that capsule. You need to sit back a little more. Whatever feels best for you, whatever that individual hip needs, right? So every person's different, so is every hip, okay? From there, breathe, relax into that stretch. Big belly breaths here. 2 more big belly breaths. Nice and slow on the way out. See if you can open up more each time you exhale. Big belly breath. Big belly breath out. Very good. Find the position you got to be in. Take a breath in. Solidify that core, solidify that torso, arms for stability. Start pressing the back foot, heel into the floor. Start driving down 10%, 20%. Keep building 30%, 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort press down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Press the knee, try to lift that foot, keep rotating towards that back heel. Don't let yourself close down. Here we go, keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7, should go right here, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Sink down, back into it a little bit more. Feel your body kind of open up. You just put some force into that tissue, give it a little bit more space. Want to take the hand to the hip, close it down, open up, close it down. External rotation. Now for the left hip, again, bow that stretch. Find the position your torso has to be in to find the best line of tension. We're not going to hang out here for quite as long as 2 minutes, right? So really focus on the breathing. Really focus on finding the tension that you need to be at so you can get the best possible outcome on these pedals and rails. And again, it may be different from left hip to right hip, right? So find the best position, use arms for stability, try to lift that torso, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, get this good arch here, because that's going to put the pelvis in a good position and give the stretch. So we're going for the stretch right up here, but on the other hip, right? So my left hip's on the floor, that's how I'm stretching, right along the outside, right up. Okay, so we're in that position there, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, belly button forward and up, tailbone back and up. Get this good relative motion of the hip capsule. Take a breath in. Big breath out. See if you can get a little bit more out of it. Every time you exhale, see if you can increase that stretch. Typically be about 4 to 5 count inhale, 8 to 10 count exhale for 2 minutes. Today we're not going quite as long, but really just going for the best stretch possible. One more big breath in. Solidify that core, pack that air down, brace, use those arms for stability. Start pressing down with that front foot in the floor, building up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep that bow, 4, 3, 2, keep building, 1, and max effort, 10, 9, 8, push that foot through the floor, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails, try to lift that foot, drive the knee into the floor, keep that stretch, keep pulling yourself deeper into that stretch. Keep going, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just keep that stretch, increase that bow, shift around, and relax. Now we're going to transition through our transfer, but we're going to stop and bear sit. So I'm just going to be here, big toe presses down, lift that heel, lift this hip as much as possible. From there, open, keep both elbows slightly bent, open, left knee stays on the floor. Keep driving that right hip away. Now I can't get any more. So now I lift that left knee, keep driving away, driving away, driving away. So now I'm bear sit. Both sit bones flat on the floor, hands behind me. Both knees are driving out and away. My knees are about 90 degrees. Find the position you gotta be in. Take hands, shins. Position yourself if needed. Elbows are about on the insides of the knees, insides of the thighs. Hands are grabbing the shins. I'm using them to pull me up nice and tall. And now I'm just going to hang out here and breathe. So focus. Give position, focus on your belly breathing. It's right here between the legs. Think inhale. Expand out, nice and slow. Exhale. Breathing is something that probably, takes some getting used to. That's just something that we don't always think about, right? It's very technically unconscious motion that we do, right? Is our breathing patterns. But this is something that Kinstretch is definitely going to help you with. But then breathing will definitely help you with Kinstretch. So we go hand in hand. The better you can breathe, the better you can move, the better you can relax. It all works together. So we're going to go bear sit, pails and rails. This is my bear sit position here. My pails contraction, I'm building up for 10. Driving my knees in, driving my elbows out. Getting good contraction all through here. It's isometric contraction, meaning I'm not moving, right? Hold the max effort for another 10 seconds. My rails contraction, driving my knees away from my arms, trying to drive my knees towards the floor, arms stay still, knees pull off the elbows. We'll hold 100% for 15 seconds. We'll just do one set here. Okay, so take a breath in, brace the core, drive those knees out, elbows drive into the knees, take a breath in, solidify that core, solidify that torso. Start driving those knees into the elbows, elbows into the knees, building up for 10, 9, 8, sit up tall, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 or 8%, 1, 9%, and 100% effort, crush in for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rails contraction, pull away from those elbows. Keep the elbows still, straighten out the elbows, get tall. Drive the knees towards the floor, keep going, keep going, keep driving, keep driving, keep driving. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo. To do so, you probably can sink a little bit deeper, legs open up a little bit more, and relax, come out of that stretch there. We'll do a couple windshield wipers. Get some light back into those hips, get them moving. We're going to now lay on our side and do some adduction lift-offs. So just abduction, abduction, pulling out is what we did for the rails contraction. Adduction, pulling in is what we did on the pills. So that's similar motion. We're going to hit here. Got my hand underneath for my pillow. If you want to use your block, you can do that as well. So this would be kind of the first position. So you can be here. If you don't quite have the hips to do that, you can definitely let the hip drop down as much as you need to. This position that you need, but try to keep that heel close to that leg. So as I come up, I don't kick this leg forward, right? So this is kind of blocking me, making sure I go straight up and down. If this is easy for you, you can get that leg high off the ground. Go up into the elbow. It's kind of round 2. This is kind of like phase 2. Phase 3 would be kind of side plank, and then the most challenging would be using the hands sitting up. I mean, even the taller you go, the harder it gets, okay? So I'm gonna be on the elbow here. We're working this position here. So we're just gonna go 10 adduction lift off. So I'm just trying to lift this straight leg straight up. So I want to keep that straight up and down. I don't want to do this. If anything, think lift the heel, okay? From there, pull onto this leg. We're gonna go 10 lift offs, lock out the leg, lift, back down, lift, back down. It's 2, lift, back down. Even though you're laying on your side, keep that core tight. Down, 4, lift, down, 5, lift, down, 6, lift, down, 7, lift, down, 8, lift, down, 9, last one, lift, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep that core tight, 3, 2, 1, back down. Snuck that one in there on you. Hope you can forgive me. I'm gonna go back here, elbows down, right under the shoulder. This leg's locked out. This leg comes over the top. Find the position that's best for you. Again, on your side. If this position's a little bit too challenging, this position's too easy. Lift that rib cage. You can throw a block under your rib cage just to remind you to stay up. Again, you might have differences between right and left sides, so take a couple reps. When you find what you need, the best for you. So on the right, challenging enough, but not so challenging that you can't perform the next shuffle first. From here, block out the leg, lift, down, 1, lift, down, 2, lift, down, 3, lift, down, 4, lift, 5, lift, down, 6, lift, 7, down, 8. You make it harder. From here, down, 9. Instantly harder. Last one. We'll hold 10 seconds and lift. 10, 9, 8. Keep driving. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Very good. This adduction will now come into figure 4 hip flexion like we did. So I'm just going to be in this position here. If you want to make it really challenging, sit up with a wall behind you. It's going to make it more challenging, which is not going to allow you to lean back as you lift, right? So you can do that with the wall. You can go hands behind you, pressing into the wall. Just really focus on keeping the chest tall. Try not to lean back as we lift, right? We're just going to go. So figure 4 position. I'm going to lock out this leg. Just lift this leg up. Let's right back down. So just something with adduction. 10, 10 second hold on the last rep. Okay, so from there, set nice and tall, chest goes forward. Again, if it's easy for you, lean forward, keeping the chest tall. If it's hard for you, lean further back. We're doing 10 reps here. We're going to get to about 8 to 9 inches off the floor with that foot. So anywhere between 6 and 10 really. Lock out the leg and lift. Back down, 1. Lift. Down, 2. Chest tall, don't move anything else. Set that hip. 3. 4. Good. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. Lift. 8. Squeeze this as tight as you can before you lift up, right? Squeeze. Lift. 9. We're going to hold out 10 seconds. Make that hip cramp. You're squeezing so hard. Lift. Hold. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Back down. And we'll switch. This leg goes straight. This leg goes to figure 4. Lock out that leg. Squeeze it tight. Lift. 1. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. Squeeze. Lift. 4. Squeeze. Lift. 5. Squeeze. Lift. 6. Chest stays tall. Lift. 7. Squeeze that quad. Rock it out. Squeeze that knee. 8. Squeeze. Hold. 9. Last one. We're going 10-second hold. Make it challenging. Make that hip cramp. So squeeze first. Lift. 10. 9. 8. 7. Make it shake. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Relax. Shake it out. Very nice. Okay, so now we're just going to finish back in our 90-90 position. Let's do another round of those kiss the heel. We got 5 reps, kiss the heel, and we'll call it a day. Okay, 5 and 5. Nice transition between sides. Find where you got to be. Lean forward, lean out to the side, whatever you got to do. From there, just shift a little bit. So I'm going to go internal. Ooh, there we go. Think. Find where you got to be to get the best possible position. Nothing else is moving. Right there. Tap. 3. Press the knee down, keep that foot up. 4. There we go, last one. All down, knee, foot, and switch. We're gonna transfer. Open up, knee drives away from each other, rotate, shift the hands however is necessary, and then knee, keep tight, core stays engaged. 5 reps on the other side, and we'll call it a day. So if you grab the shin, you grab the knee, whatever you gotta do. Hook there, like give you a little bit more stability. Lift, lift, tap, knee, foot. Almost there. Finish strong. 3. 4. 1. 5. Very good. That was our 30-minute focus Kinstretch class. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope those kiss the heel movements felt a little bit better second round than they did in the beginning of the class. Maybe a little more fatigue, so maybe a little bit more challenging. But it's always about finding what's hardest for you, what feels most uncomfortable in a good way, not painful, which is challenging, and trying to work into that. So find the stretches, find where's the most tension, breathe into that, do your pills and most contraction from there. Work on the cars that feel the most foreign to you, and just continue to try to build repetition, time and retention, everything's going to feel. So thank you for joining me in today's 30-minute hip focus Kinstretch class, and I hope to see you at the next one.